In this whole scenario, a police officer is involved in an investigation concerning a lady who has been involved in rash driving. The officer initiates a conversation with the lady, mentioning that there have been reports of her backing her car into a tree. The officer points out that the tree is clearly visible, implying that the accident is evident. Seeking to gather more information, the officer asks the lady directly if she indeed backed into the tree. However, the lady denies the accusation and insists that she was simply trying to go home, suggesting that the accident did not occur as reported.
They said you backed into a tree.
I mean, you're looking at it, so no, I'm just trying to go home.
Tell me the damage on your car right there didn't come from this tree right here.
I got damage on the front, too.
2202.
In an effort to assess the damage to the lady's car, the officer asked her to describe the specific damage, indicating a particular area. The lady responds by stating that the damage present on her car did not result from the collision with the tree in question, implying that it originated from a separate incident. To verify the lady's identity, the police officer politely requests her to provide her identification, to which she complies and apologizes for any inconvenience caused.
Florida 2030 event. Do you have your ID with you, ma'am?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
All right.
Sorry, it's hard to see.
That's okay.
The officer acknowledges the apology, reassures the lady, and proceeds to examine the identification document provided to confirm her identity and potentially gather relevant information. In the course of the interaction, the officer briefly mentions that there are concerns about the lady potentially being under the influence of intoxicating substances.
So they're just saying there's some concerns that you might be under the influence of an intoxicating substance. Have you had any alcohol today?
After being asked by the police if she has had any alcohol that day, she confirms that she has, in fact, had alcohol earlier in the day. The officer is interested in finding out additional information, so he asks the lady how much she had to drink earlier. In response, she mentions that she had around 2 alcoholic beverages. The officer then inquires as to the time at which she drank the beverages, to which she responds, about 8. After obtaining this information, the officer asks the lady to wait close to her vehicle as he continues his investigation.
Have you had any alcohol today?
I have.
Okay. How much did you have to drink earlier?
Probably 2 drinks.
2 drinks. About what time?
What time is it right now?
It's 10 o'clock.
Probably 2.
2.
Yeah.
2 p.m.?
No, 2 drinks.
About what time?
Probably start off at 8.
Okay. Give me just a second. Do you mind staying with this deputy right here? I'm just going to go talk to them real quick and see if we can get you out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Continuing with the investigation, the police officer approaches the lady who reported the incident. They exchange greetings. The lady confirms that she witnessed the lady being investigated hitting the tree. According to her account, she was outside smoking cigarettes when she noticed the lady sitting in a parking spot for a few minutes. At one point, the lady turned her head momentarily, and when she looked back, she saw the collision occur. Then the officer also mentions that there was debris on the back of the lady's car, despite her denial of hitting anything.
You saw her hit that tree?
Yeah, well, I was out here smoking a cigarette, and she was in the parking spot.
Yeah.
She'd been sitting there a few minutes, and I turned my head like this and back over, and it went.
Yeah, I see she got debris on the back of her car. She's saying she didn't hit anything.
Yeah.
The officer seeks further clarification, asking the lady if she can positively confirm that the lady being investigated was the one behind the wheel of the vehicle during the incident. The lady affirms this, stating that she saw her driving the car. The officer acknowledges this information and continues the conversation. Considering the evidence at hand and the possibility of arresting the lady for driving under the influence, DUI, the officer asked the witness if she would be willing to appear in court and testify as to the identity of the driver. The witness willingly agrees, expressing her readiness to support the case by stating that she would come to court and identify the lady as the driver if needed.
So you could say that absolutely she was behind the wheel of that vehicle.
She was.
Okay, so if
And I even asked her to move it forward into a parking spot. She moved it like 3 feet.
So if I arrest her for DUI, would you be willing to come to court and identify her as the driver?
Then the police officer again approaches the lady who was involved in the collision with the tree. The officer informs her that there is a witness who claims she hit the tree while driving the vehicle. Before allowing her to leave, the officer explains that they need to ensure she is fit to drive. They propose conducting some field sobriety exercises to assess her condition. The lady agrees to participate.
I've got a witness saying you did hit that tree. You were driving the vehicle.
This tree right here?
Yes, ma'am. There's a chunk of the tree still on your bumper.
Okay.
So before I can let you leave, I have to check to make sure you're good to drive, okay?
Okay.
Is that fair? We'll do some standard field sobriety exercises and then get you out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
The officer begins by checking her eyes, holding a flashlight above her, and asking her to follow its movements without moving her head. Moving on to the next exercise, called the one-leg stand, the officer asks her to place her phone on the car's hood for convenience. The officer inquires if the ground feels level, and although the lady mentions her uncertainty about it, she agrees that it is fine for the exercise. However, the officer notices that the lady is having difficulty following instructions accurately. Due to her inability, the officer suggests moving on to another exercise called the finger to nose. And in this exercise, the officer encounters difficulties as the lady struggles to maintain her feet together throughout the exercise. Realizing the lady's challenges in performing these exercises, the officer expresses that if she cannot pass them, they cannot allow her to leave. The lady expresses her frustration, unable to complete the exercises, and questions if there is any alternative.
Okay. So the first exercise we're going to do, I'm just going to check your eyes. I'm going to hold a flashlight above you, and I'm going to look at your eyes, okay? What I need you to do now is put your feet together, hands by your side like such, okay? There we go, perfect. And just hold that position for me, okay?
Okay.
The next exercise we'll do is called the one-leg stand. Feel like this, you're not going to fall over?
I don't feel like this is level ground, but
okay, where would you feel more comfortable?
I don't know, this is fine though.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you do right now is put your feet together, hands by your side again. All the way together for your feet. There we go. Hold that position, okay? When I tell you to begin this exercise, what I'm going to have you do is pick a knee of your choice or a leg of your choice, to whichever one you're more comfortable with. When you pick it up and you hold it, it's going to be about 6 inches off the ground, or about the size of a Coke can.
Okay.
Go back to your starting position for me with your feet together.
Then the officer starts reading the formalities, and finally, when the officer asks if she will answer the questions, she denied it, and the officer detained her due to driving under the influence, DUI.
I'm going to read these are called your Miranda rights, okay? You're not under arrest. I do have to read you these before asking questions, okay? You understand?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk with your lawyer and have a lawyer present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time and speak with a lawyer. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you may use any of these rights at any time during the interview. Do you understand your rights as I've read them to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, with your rights in mind, would you like to speak to me and answer questions?